everyone, thank you for watching avivTarot, and today we are going to do a deck review on this deck, the Starchild Tarot. So this deck is actually, you cannot get it anywhere. You have to go to their website to get it. And I actually saw like one of those pick a card readers on YouTube. They were using this deck, and so I went ahead and ordered it. It's a little expensive. I think it's like $50 or $60. Yeah. So, but I thought it's really pretty, so I actually got it. I believe the author is based in Canada. I think it was shipped from Canada. Okay, yeah, here. You can find it. It's starchildtarot.com. So that's where you can actually go and purchase this. I think you probably can find it on Amazon too, but well, I guess like if you plus shipping and stuff, it's still equal to about $50. So that's what it is. It actually comes in this, like, there's the clear wrap, so I already opened it because I couldn't wait and I wanted to see it. And they actually have a tinier version, and I got the bigger version because I believe the smaller version actually costs more. So I decided to get the bigger one. So the bigger one is actually, look, I have pretty small hands. I don't know, like, what would be a good, so I guess this is like a usual like oracle deck. So it's about like the same as like an oracle deck. Okay, so that's about the size of the card. So it's not those it's not the same size as like a tarot deck, like the smaller ones. So this is a little bit bigger, so it's a little bit harder to shuffle if you have small hands, but you know, it's fine. And the smaller deck, I think they crop it a little bit, and then the lettering is actually inside, and so it's borderless. So the picture actually extends to the whole entire border. I mean, if you go into her website, you will be able to see it. So I think it's really pretty because on the side, you can see this is like gold. It's like shiny, and this is the back of it. Okay. And then inside the deck, it says, "We are all stardust." And then this is the book, and I think she also, like, you could purchase like a big one too, but this is like the smaller, the book that comes with the deck. So it's like this. The writing is a little bit small, but it talks about like the gemstone, astrology, symbols, and all that stuff. So like additional keys and stuff like that. So that's kind of nice. And then there's like the reversed meaning of the card. So if you like that, that's that. And there's like the additional meaning, which is like the keywords and stuff like that. So, and there's like the message. And I believe this deck is formulated based on the Thoth deck. The reason I say that is because, you know, the Rider-Waite, the 8 and the 8th, the major arcana, the number 8 card and the number 11 card. Number 8 is strength, and number 11 is justice. And whereas the Thoth card, the Thoth deck, it's 8 is the justice or lust, and then no, 8 is the justice, I think. And then the 11 is actually, they call it strength or lust. So this is the same as the Thoth deck. So the number 8 is actually not strength, but justice. So let's go through this deck. Oh, I just wanted to mention that when I was looking at the deck, it just reminds me of, I just feel like this is like a manifest. It gives me an energy of manifestation. So, because each of the characters in there, they're all like praying, like in the praying position or meditating position, and then, or they're holding their hands out, and then there's like moon that comes around, like, and there's like moon coming like onto like either side of the hand kind of thing. So just, it keeps giving me that manifesting energy. Okay, so all of the cards has that. Okay, so I guess it's like, it's a good deck to complement your reading, because if you're an intuitive reader and you just look at the picture, it's very different from the regular decks. So here's the first one. It's the Fool. It's called Starseed, actually. See how this is like, instead of like jumping off the cliff, it's like, you know, she's holding onto this light, right? So it has that, and then she's like all these light around her. So it's like everything is very like spiritual, like gives me the energy of like manifesting something. Okay, so that's how I feel. Here's the Magician. Right, it's very different. The High Priestess. See, this is what I'm talking about, like a person holding out her hand, and then there's like the moon coming around like onto either hand kind of thing. So there's a lot of them like this. So I'll stop talking unless I see something, I'll point that out. So this is the Empress, the Emperor, Hierophant, the Lovers. This is also interesting, it's holding two dogs, and there's no angel like above them, it's just like light. Chariot. And this is also different because it's one horse instead of two horses pulling in different directions. Again, the Justice instead of Strength for the 8th card. Serenity, they call the Hermit card Serenity. The Wheel of Fortune. See, that doesn't have the wheel, it's just like a person, you know, in the thing. And this is the Strength card, which is the number 11th card, or the 8th card in the regular Rider-Waite's. Perspective, I was like, what is this one? It's the Hangman. So it's called the Perspective, so it's like this person looking in different directions. So it's not a person hanging down from like, you know, upside down now. It's just looking at different direction, seeing things in a different perspective. Transformation, which is the Death card. Temperance. Oppression, which is the Death card. See, this is what I'm talking about. Person holding out a hand, and then there's things like coming out of the hand, the palm. The Tower. The Tower, see, it's not crumbling, it's just like on the side, it's crumbling a little bit, and then this person's sitting outside of the tower, like couldn't get in. So there's that. There's the Sun and the Moon on the card. And the Stars. Star card. The Moon. Okay, see, this is another one. This person holding on the hand, and then the moon coming around it. The Sun card. I don't know, the Sun card doesn't give me like this bright, happy feel. It looks like the sun is like in a desert. It just makes me feel hot. I don't know. Awakening, which is Judgment. The Universe, this is the World card. Again, see how it's like meditating, and with the, like the head, there's like no circle or anything. I guess it's like the pyramid. The pyramid's in the back, so like you're traveling the world. So this one is an additional card in the deck. So this is, instead of 78, it's actually 79 cards, and this one is called Akashic Records. And the booklet will explain what this card means. It's I feel like it has a similar meaning of the Magician. So Ace of Crystals. So instead of pentacles or coins, in this deck is called the crystals. So this is Ace of Crystals, 2 of Crystals, even though it's 2 of Crystals, but there's like 3. It's very confusing. And then 3 of Crystals, you don't really see it. It's kind of tiny, it's right here. But you know how like 3 of Coins is about like working together. This almost gives me like that strength card feel, because it's like the cheetah. 4 of Crystals. Again, it's like this person meditating, and then these like crystal coming out of his hand or hands. So it has that scent, you know. Five of crystals. It's like going in or coming out of like the universe. Six of crystals, six of coins. I don't know, it doesn't give me the same meaning as like the equal give and take kind of thing, but so that's why I feel like this deck is mirroring a little bit more of the Thoth deck. So if you're more familiar with the Thoth, I'm not too familiar with the Thoth deck. I'm still learning that deck, so I'm not sure what that if it mirrors that a little bit more. Okay. So seven of crystals. See, it's like this person sitting down and then these coming out of her hand. So I almost feel like the coin cards are like all about manifesting or something. See this one again? It's that, and it's the eight of crystals. See, nine of crystals. It's that too. Can you see? And then 10 of crystals. Page of crystals. Knight of crystals. See, this is like holding a crystal ball. Again, like the manifesting feel. Queen of crystals. See how that is? She's holding out her hands and there's like crystals coming out of her hand. Same as this one, King of crystals, like coming out of his hand. All right, so then the rest of them is Ace of Wands. It's the same name, but it's, you know, Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, Three of Wands. See, this one doesn't also feel like that happy marriage feeling again. It's like in the 11-11 is kind of like on, it's like horizontal now. Almost feels like the moon card, like the opposite of that sun card. Five of Wands. See, this one doesn't have that feeling of like fighting anymore, you know, in the regular way. Six of Wands. Seven of Wands. See, this doesn't feel like fighting too, because Seven of Wands is about like fighting, like you're you against the world type of thing. I guess it's a little bit like that, but not really. I feel like has that feeling of Nine of Wands, like you're on guard or something. Eight of Wands doesn't have like that speediness of things. It's just things flowing and mirroring. And then the Nine of Wands, 10 of Wands. So this doesn't also feel like that burden feel. It's gone as well, I feel. This also again gives me that manifesting feel as well. Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands. I notice all the queens in this deck is she's accompanied by like an animal. And then the King of Wands. Like this is also interesting because the moon is always about intuition. It's like this king is looking at the moon. And then here's Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, Three of Swords. Like the heartbreak feel is a little, it's kind of, you don't feel it as much in this deck. It's almost like you're babying this thing, like as if that's your heart, you know, tending it. Four of Swords. This also doesn't feel as much of that resting feel. I almost feel a little bit of that Eight of Cups feel, I feel like walking away. Five of Swords, you know, the fighting. Doesn't really feel that, a little like defeat or something. Six of Swords, walking away. This gives me like walking away from like a cemetery. This almost feels like those cemeteries, like, you know, Tombstone or something. Seven of Swords. Deception, you know, this doesn't feel that either. Eight of Swords. This has that tomb like cemetery feel too. This cemetery, I don't know, like all the swords card gives me like cemetery look feel. Like nightmares, that I don't feel this as much, but yeah. And then 10 of Swords, you know, like being stabbed in the back and that kind of thing. It doesn't feel that either. But I guess you could, this is like, you could see, it's the same like up and down. It's interesting. Page of Swords. See, again, this person holding out her hand and then like all these moon coming out. And this also feels like a manifesting, like with like, you know, circles and then she's like dipping into like, it's like it's almost magical feel. Whoa. Yep. Queen of Swords. King of Swords. Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. Three of Cups. Very mystical. Four of Cups. Five of Cups. See, this doesn't feel like regret. Feels like you're in a forest. Has that hermit feel, right? Six of Cups. It's like, it's supposed to be about memories and stuff. I don't know, I don't feel it as much. I feel it's like a different type of thing. Seven of Cups. Options. Yeah, I guess a little bit, but not really. Eight of Cups. See, this is supposed to be walking away, but she's sitting there and the cups are still here, so I don't know. You know, like the messages in here, all the messages in here are the same as the Rider-Waite. That's why, like, but the picture doesn't match it. At least it's very different from the Rider-Waite's. So I feel like if you know the Thoth card a little bit, it might be a little more similar to that, but I don't know. So Nine of Cups, like, see how this person is holding out her hand and then there's like the cups coming out around it, like manifesting, feels like that again. And this is 10 of Cups, like same thing, manifesting, like holding out the hand, receiving. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. And then lastly, King of Cups. See how this is like holding up two cups? Almost like Two of Cups or something. So that's it for the Starchild Tarot deck review. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next video.